Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be doing the review of my Honda City 2020. I bought it in November 2020 for 16.3 on road Mysore, and I have completed almost 15k kilometers. So I'm also done with my two services, that is the paid services. One is after 10k, like it's supposed to be after 10k kilometers, but it was done for just 2.9k because of the lockdown in 2021. And then I have driven it a lot. I have driven for almost 13k kilometers, 12 to 13k kilometers in this year. I've gone on a lot of long drives, 600 kilometers in one day for 4 times, and even I've done a 1k kilometer trip from Lonavala to Mysore. It was very comfortable. Yeah, hello guys. So as you can see, I've completed 14,510 kilometers. So it has been a great experience with my Honda City. First of all, let's talk about the positives. So the positives, as you all know, it's about the engine, the 1500cc engine with iVTEC, which produces 121 bhp and 145 newton meter of torque. You can also see it as 119 in certain places. So that's about the power specs and the engine specs. And there is no turbo in this, so because of which the mid-range on higher gears feels a little weaker. We'll talk about that in the cons. Coming to the pros, so as you all know, the space reliability of Honda is still intact even in the 5th generation. The interiors look plush with beige interiors. You also get the sunroof right from the mid variant, that is VX. You have 3 variants, so V, VX and ZX. VX is the mid variant from which you get the sunroof and also the alloy wheels. For the top end, what you get is the front LED headlamps, and then you get the lane watch camera. So So you get this lane watch camera, which is pretty useful to handle the blind spots on the left. There will be a lot of two-wheelers in India who like just come abruptly. You have to you have to constantly keep checking all the three mirrors to have an idea, but that's always not possible because you have to keep an eye on the road as well. So this helps while you take left turns or even while overtaking. On the right side they have not given any camera, but that is manageable. And this certain features that have been given in this, like the tire deflation warning system as well, and the interiors and the design is inspired from the Honda Civic. Since the Honda Civic is discontinued, we only have the City, but you, except for the driving, everything else, like in terms of the interiors and the design aspects, you get a Civic experience. And as far as the positives, so air conditioning, this is a positive, so it cools the cabin pretty quickly. What you also can do while you park in direct sunlight is have a white cloth like this, and you can just spread it around. You can just spread it around on this dashboard. So this dashboard is where a lot of heat gets trapped, and as you know, this is a plain glass. So plain glass is like, it allows the IR rays inside and it traps it. It does not allow it to go outside. So that is why the heat gets trapped. So you can follow that, and of course you know that you just have to roll down the windows for a couple of minutes and then you can turn on the AC. I usually don't go below 24. I have never needed to, because the cooling, even in coastal areas like Mangalore, Goa, and again, like, yeah, the coastal Karnataka and Goa, that is where I've been mostly. The cooling is really good with 4 people and with like full luggage as well. Even if the AC is turned on, you do not feel any lag on hills as well, so it doesn't matter where you're driving. So the AC's performance is good, plus the AC does not have any impact on your engine performance or on the fuel economy. So on the fuel economy, it might play a role, like it might reduce when you're using temperatures like 21 or below, or sometimes even 22. Above that, it should not make any difference. It should not give you any difference in the fuel economy. So that is about the AC. And then we have already talked about the interiors. Space and the seat comfort is the best in the segment. As you can see, these seats, doesn't matter whether you are a slim person or whether you are a slightly healthy person, this seat holds you really well. Like I said before, I have completed 1k kilometer in one day, 1000 kilometers in one day, and I was still able to get on to my activities the next day. So the seat comfort is really good. The driving dynamics is really good. Of course, you cannot compare it with Volkswagen. Yeah. So again, yeah, coming back. So you also get 6 airbags. So you get 4 airbags right from the base variant, which is a really good thing. And you get 6 airbags in the mid variant and also in the top variant. So the top variant and mid variant come for about 1 lakh, a difference of 1 lakh. So for me, I personally feel that the front LED headlamps give a completely different look and dimension to the City. So which is the reason why I went with the ZX variant, the top end. And along with that, the lane watch camera, then you get the rear windscreen, then I'm trying to remember, I don't remember exactly. I'll put a picture of the screen, picture of what all features you get from the variants, like in terms of the variants. You don't have to worry about that. And then, yeah, like I was saying, so the suspension. So suspension is a personal choice. For me, I have never had any complaints from me while driving, as well as from the passengers. So it's a personal choice. Again, I would recommend you take a test drive of Virtus. Virtus and Savvy are pretty much the same, but still, just to know the differences. So you can have a test drive of the Honda City 5th Gen, then the Slavia and the Virtus on the same day. You take it over the big speed break. You have to take it over big speed breakers and also on bad roads. Get it tested. You get a softer suspension, where people complain that it is not stable at high speeds. It is stable till 120. Even after 120 it is stable if it's an expressway, but you don't really get a lot of expressways, so that is where you feel slightly bouncier. Apart from that, there are no issues. And then when it comes to, regarding the headrests, as I was saying, so in the 4th gen the headrests are really bad. They see, if the thing is, if it's not adjustable, it has to be good enough to take care of a whiplash. In this, you get good headrests. Then the handrests are there. Then you get a vanity mirror as well, which is a good thing. You get it on both sides, both on the driver side as well as on the co-driver side. Yeah, so again, regarding the positives, the fuel economy is a great positive on this car as compared to the 4th gen, because in city limits, so I don't stay in a city with a lot of traffic, so I can easily get 14 to 15 depending on my driving. Even I would say 13 to 14 if it is slightly with denser traffic. With bumper to bumper traffic, you will not get more than 11 to 12 kilometers, but still in Virtus and Slavia it goes down to single digits, it goes down to 7, 8 and all. So compared to that, this is a pretty good car in terms of the fuel economy. And on highways, I'll just put up some of the videos, or I would say, videos which contain some screenshots of me getting 22-23 kmpl on highways. And when I got 21 and 22, I was on the Bangalore-Mumbai highway. The expressway was only for short period of time, but I was driving on that highway for a large part of my trip. And on that trip, even with triple digit speeds, I was able to achieve more than 20. So as far as fuel economy is concerned, it's a big improvement over the 4th gen. And the other improvement over the 4th gen is the service interval, which used to be 6 months. In this, you just have to go once. Regarding the service, regarding the service cost and all, I would put up my pictures, the pictures of the bills that I've paid. And I would say the service experience is good. It's not the best. The reason is because sometimes they don't deliver it on time. They take some more time to deliver your car. But apart from that, when it comes to attending and resolving your issues, the technical know-how and all, the Honda has done a really good job. So that's about, so regarding the headlights, so I would say the headlight is good. The LED throw is really good, but sometimes you feel that when, I'm not sure whether it's only me or like, because this is my first car, so on a 2-lane highway, if there is a vehicle with high beam, probably it's for applicable to all cars. Apart from that, the visibility is really good. So the only thing is that it does not come with a projector. It comes with an LED good wattage, but if there was a projector, it would have been perfect. But not much to complain, I would say. Fog lamps, the fog lamps, scientifically, as we know, that it would have been better with halogen lamp, but you get LED. So for me, it's not an issue because I don't really drive in foggy conditions. But I'm sure like people in the Delhi NCR, they face a lot of fog, and that's an important thing. So that is something which you might want to get it changed. So regarding the headlamps, so the unit, it comes as a whole unit, so you cannot like make any modifications to that, unfortunately. So in case you think you want a particular headlight, I would recommend you go for the VX variant and then just get the headlight changed. And the VX variant, it offers everything, like I said. So leather upholstery is one which you get in this, which is again a very good thing. And then this piano black finish and all makes the interiors look really good. So that's about the positives, and let's go to the negatives again. You get rear AC vents as well, which are pretty effective, and again helps in cooling the cabin pretty quickly. Doesn't matter how hot it is outside, you will get a cool cabin. You just have to remember to roll down the windows for a couple of minutes and then turn on your AC, and you get three seat belts. Plus, you also have Isofix child mount, which is again a very good thing. This I would say they could have done a slightly better job with the handrest over here, which has two cup holders, because it just lands on the seat. It could have they could have put a screw to keep it straight. It would have been slightly. There are no complaints as such, but it could have been better with slightly like elevated from whatever it is currently now to make it even more perfect. Apart from that, there are no complaints. And yeah, regarding the steering, you get telescopic and tilt adjustments. So that was already present in the 4th gen. So again, like, I'm just trying to remember whatever positives I can tell you. Apart from that, you know about the positives. Let's talk about the negatives, because that is what you should check before you buy a car. Because if you're okay with the negatives, then you can go for the car. That is my logic. So you need to be able to like compromise on the negatives, and no car is perfect. So let's talk about the negatives. The first negative for me would be the in-gear acceleration in the 5th gen. So from the 4th gen, what they've done is that they have increased the weight by 100 kgs, and they've just increased the power by 2 bhp. They have given a DOHC, of course, in the engine, which is good, but I would say that the in-gear acceleration, you feel it lacking when you are driving on 2-lane highways, especially on 5th and 6th gears. On the 4th gear, I would not say that much. So it's like on the 2-lane highway, you need to put a little bit of effort to do overtakes, while if you're in any of the first 3 gears, then you have no issues at all, because your RPM is going to be high, so you can pretty much do an easy overtake at any speeds. And yeah, so that is the thing, in-gear acceleration, especially coming from 4th gen. So that is my biggest negative, because I drive a lot, and when it comes to driving, so this is one thing which Honda could have done better by increasing the torque output, maybe by 10 Newton meters. I am not sure whether they did not do it because it could have compromised the fuel economy. But that, I would say, is the first negative. And the second negative, I would say, is the tire deflation warning system. So initially they had called it as TPMS. So if you say TPMS, it should be giving you the actual tire pressure in each tires, but this one does not, and it only tells you if there is an issue with the tire, and it will not even tell you which tire it is. So you have to like stop the car and figure it out. I had that issue once. My tire had got punctured, so that is something which Honda can improve. And then their application. So Honda Connect is their application. So I would say from the last 2 years, from 2020 to after a few updates, it has improved a lot. When it was new, it had a lot of issues. It was not at all reliable. The data was not at all reliable. It was not getting updated properly. They say that you get Alexa. So the Alexa is not quite reliable. Sometimes it does not give you an output even if it is there. It just fetches the data from the Honda database. So that is something they can improve. But for me, I would say even this infotainment is not not one of the great things to have for such an interiors. Everything is beautiful except this one. They don't even have Android Auto and wireless car. I would say they don't have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So you can connect it through the wires, but it would have been even better if we had wireless part of that. So that's about it. So coming to the negatives, as I was saying, the infotainment system was one of them, and they don't offer wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Plus on the front you get Type-C, but on the rear you just get two 12-volt sockets, which I would say could have been better with single one USB socket, because these days nobody uses 12-volt. You'll have to get a connector like this, and then you'll have to plug in your USB. So it would have been better if they had given a Type C port over there. See, that's nothing much to complain. See, I knew all this and I still went for it because my needs were met. Driving, of course, like I said, it was just because of the reliability I did not go with the Rapid in 2020, and unfortunately I did not have the Slavia and Virtus at that point of time. Apart from that, see, the steering feedback is really precise, very precise. The feedback is really good. You can use one hand to move on the highways even at triple digit speeds. It does it really well. The only people who are going to complain about the steering are the ones coming from Volkswagen and Skoda, but I would say they would complain in any car except those, because it's kind of like a benchmark when it comes to the driving dynamics. But if you are coming from any other car, you will have no complaints with the driving dynamics. It is really good. Apart from that, I'll try to think of negatives here. Yeah, so regarding the rattling, right? So rattling is an issue that you might find in almost all the cars. Doesn't matter which the manufacturer is. Even VW and Skoda and even the Jeep recently from 2021 they've had some issues with fit and finish. So it's like there are a lot of bookings and they're trying to get it done fast, and the quality control is taking a hit. So it doesn't matter which car you go for, you might face fit and finish issues. It just depends on your luck. If you're lucky, you will get a properly fitted unit. Otherwise, but again, it's about, see, problems can come in any car. It's about solving it afterwards, which is where Honda shines. Like, Honda does not have any complaints with the service center. That's a good thing. Again, yeah, regarding the paint quality. So paint quality, I would say still Honda can do a little better, and VW and Skoda, their paint quality is still the best when it comes to a car under 20 lakhs. So if you go to any detailing shop, even they will tell you that the Volkswagen and Skoda, they offer the best paint quality. So the amount of paint correction they need to do is less, makes the job easier, and the paint also lasts very long. In Honda, you compared to Maruti and other cars like Hyundai, the paint is still good, but not as good as the Volkswagen or the Skoda. So that's about it. And when it comes to driving in rains, so the braking, some people, they complain that the braking is not, like, only some people, because they're not aware of the fact that the ABS and EBD kicks in at a different point. So it has different bite points. So initially when you brake, so even if I'm driving at 80 to 90, I can get the car to stop as soon, like, pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I don't have the footage. So I have had certain emergency braking situations where the car has done really well. So it's just about getting used to the brakes. So on the first bite, it does not like engage it completely. On the second or third bite, like when you push it really hard, that is when it kicks in and you can feel the bite there. They have deliberately done this to give a smooth braking effect. Yeah, so for a lot of people, ground clearance is a complaint. So I would say ground clearance is not at all an issue in the 5th generation City. You can also check out some of the videos, ground clearance comparison done by I think it's Car Deco or Motor Beam, some of these channels. So you can see that even though the Slavia and Virtus have 179, like it is 14 mm higher than this, it has a 50 mm longer wheelbase as well. So as long as you can take it at like maybe under 15 kmph, I will say that I have taken on the biggest of speed breakers with 4 people and full load, and still it does not bottom out. It depends on how you drive. So you just have to slow down really well, and that's about it. So ground clearance is not at all an issue in this car. Of course, you get a better ground clearance without any compromise on the body roll or anything in Volkswagen. So that's a really good thing from Volkswagen, but Volkswagen and Skoda, but nothing to complain as such even in this car. So I would recommend you take the test drive of all the three cars. You check the suspension, you take it on bad roads, you take it on the biggest of speed breakers, you sit in the front driver seat, drive and experience it, and also sit in the rear seat, ask the salesman to drive, and you can feel the difference. So that's it. That's pretty much it. So you just have to test drive, feel it. See, there are a lot of car review channels. They will give you, even I've learned a lot from the car review channels, but you should really go and experience it. That is when you'll come to know what is good and what is not. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I think I have pretty much covered whatever I wanted to cover. If I missed something, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to assist you. I will not let any comment go unanswered. I will be answering all your questions. And this is just my experience of the Honda City. And like I said, I'll put up the service costs in pictures. The service cost also is not at all high. People say the maintenance is high, but it's not high. And even the Volkswagen and Skoda, I would say it used to be high, because if you see videos from Mukesh Chandragund, so you should really watch some of the videos from Mukesh Chandragund. He's a really good mechanic. So the reason why it was high in older cars and not in the 2.0 is the parts were shared. The parts were shared with Audi. The certain parts in the hood, like the same parts were used even in Audi, and the same parts were, like the parts that were used in Audi were also used in Volkswagen Polo and Skoda Rapid and cars like that. So that is the reason why the cost was very high. Now they say that 95% of the parts are manufactured in India, so the cost should come down. And the service cost, of course, yeah, Volkswagen, it is high, slightly higher, because the engine oil that they use is what gives you the higher oil 2.0. So from the mineral oil to synthetic oil 2.0 is a difference of about about 1k. So you can save 1k if you go for the mineral oil, but I personally feel the fully synthetic oil is better for Indian conditions, because it holds up the viscosity really well irrespective of the conditions. And regarding the ABS and EBD, so the ABS and EBD braking works really well. I have driven it on places where there are no roads, very bad roads, in rain. So even in rain I have not felt any difficulty in braking. The control and the stability, so when you brake, it stands still, like, I mean, it stands in a straight line, it stops in a straight line. So there is absolutely nothing to complain regarding that. So that's what. So finally, I would just say that it doesn't matter which car you like. I recommend you go and test drive all the three. So in the sedans, of course, the Vertis, Slavia, and the City, you also get the hybrid option. The new WRV is also coming up. Hope they can price it really well, so they can give a hybrid option at an affordable price. And then when it comes to this segment, so you have Verna and Ciaz. I was just talking about the Ricasi, but you still have Verna and Ciaz. I had Yaris as an option in 2020, but I did not go for it because, see, it's almost the same thing, but in Honda you get better performance, better fuel economy. And of course, the Honda, like the City, has been here for 25 years. So obviously, there's nothing wrong. You cannot go wrong by buying a Honda City. So Yaris, again, it was coming for the same price and it was not really offering anything better except for just one thing, which is 7 airbags. That is the only thing which was better. Apart from that, Yaris was not a good option. And regarding Ciaz, Maruti, I would never go for Maruti. Maruti is good for city use. So if your usage is only city, then Maruti, I would say, is still the best car, because in city conditions your build quality does not really come into picture that much. So you get good initial pickup, and then you get uh, great fuel economy. You also get good resale. So for a city use as a compact car, Maruti does a good job. But when it comes to higher segments, paying that much for a Maruti is not that great. Uh, so and Varna, of course, Varna, I would say in terms of the acceleration, as when I took a test drive, it was even better. I would say slightly better than the Honda City. The diesel, of course, nothing like the 1.6 diesel, but it was good. But like I said, the space. So space was the main concern, and I wanted a petrol car. Of course, in the petrol car at that point, this was the best. Rapid, I said, like I said, it was just for the reliability reasons. I did not go for it. Yeah, so please do a test drive of, like, doesn't matter which car you want to buy. If you have a segment in mind, I recommend you do a test drive. By like you take a test drive in the driver's seat, and also you need to experience the rear seat, the suspension, the air conditioning, everything. The fit and finish, like I said, as of today, it's a compromise, and you just have to be lucky. So that's yeah. Well, lastly, regarding the performance, so the Honda City is a no muck when it comes to doing straight lines. uh, People who say you cannot have fun with Honda City are wrong. You take a test drive, watch Faisal Khan's videos. So he has done a video where you can go from 0 to 160 just in third gear. Of course, you need to be on a decline to be able to start from that, but in first gear it goes up to 60, second gear it goes up to 110, third gear it goes up to 160. So it's a very high revving engine. You can have a lot of fun. When you're having fun, of course, the fuel economy takes a hit, and like you can have it at higher RPMs because of the lack of turbo. But again, it helps you in the fuel efficiency. So that's about it. That's it. Drive safe. Install a dash cam on your car. Treat your car like a family member, and that's it. Have a great day. Bye bye.